Tonight, 6 local people sit down with me to give you their take on when bad things happen to good people. It was a national tragedy that morning 6 years ago. Most Americans remember it as one of the worst things that ever happened. Immediately afterward, the nation's houses of worship were filled to capacity. The man who is now pastor of Jacksonville's First Baptist Church, back then, was pastor of a Dallas church.
Thinking these things, how does this apply to me? What does this say?
After 9/11, which certainly was a terrible thing that happened to innocent people, what did you tell your congregation?
I think the important thing to remember for all of us is that God is always there. He's there in the midst of whatever tragedy we experience in life.
As a believer, my first response would be that sometimes these things are tests. These are ways of the individual, particularly the person who has a faith in God, of finding out where he is. In some cases, it means that these tests are intended to draw a person closer in his relationship with God.
The most painful tests in life are the ones that are personal. Tina Williams, the mother of Shanice Holmes, losing her daughter, an innocent teenager, to crime. Catastrophic illnesses like cancer that strike children. How could a good and loving God allow such things?
I think that God isn't necessarily in the cancer that's occurring in a child. It's more that the God is in the people that help the child, the family that supports the child, the community that rallies around to help the family in that time of, that's where it is.
In Jewish tradition, we say the wounded physician makes the best healer. Sometimes you have these experiences and you're in the best position to counsel and comfort others who are going through what you're going through. Somehow, we're invested with the Spirit of God in these moments, I believe.
Muslims look to the Quran and to the Prophet Muhammad.
The 6th article of faith of Islam is that nothing happens without the will and permission of God Almighty. And that if that is the case, then nobody can deny me what is coming to me from God Almighty. And nobody can cause me any harm or pain that is not destined for me. And if that's the case, why to fight?
Now, what about people who don't believe in a God, a supernatural being? Heather Wellman is executive director of the Humanists of Florida, which promotes reliance on reason and science and human compassion.
Heather, as a humanist, what is your response when bad things happen to good people?
Well, my response would be that bad things don't happen to good people, and good things don't happen to bad people. Things just happen to people. It's all part of life, and it's just the way that it all kind of works out in the end.
In times of crisis, she says we humans should lean on each other and seek the power of a positive attitude.
Spiritually, what I've come to find is that power comes from within myself. And so instead of saying something like, Lord, give me the strength to get through it, I say, Heather, you can do it, you can do it.
The author of this bestseller, When Bad Things Happen to Good People, says, through the years, most of his readers have really been asking why bad things happen.
I don't know why. I'm sure God has God's reasons. I can't even figure out how my toaster works, much less how God works.
Why do good things happen to bad people? We never asked that. You know, Jesus said that God caused the sun to shine on the just and the unjust, and the rain to fall on the just as well as the unjust. God does an awful lot of good to people who are atheists.
Is it all right? Have you ever asked why do bad things happen to good people?
I have personally asked, yes. And so much of my answer is based on experience. We sing a song here called You'll Understand It Better By and By. And that's kind of how you have to address it.
One more note, according to historian Shelby Foote, Abraham Lincoln was once asked why God was allowing the Civil War to go on so long. Lincoln answered, the war continued because, quote, the Almighty has His own purposes, which are different from man's purposes. A truth, Lincoln said, that needed to be told because to deny it is to deny that there is a God governing the world.